Hello epic viewers from around the multiverse, from Pretty Basket and Unprecedented Glory, because today I'm going to be sharing with you my story. Let's redo this. Hello epic viewers from around the multiverse, prepare to bask in unprecedented glory, because today I'm going to be sharing with you my story appertaining to get an internet installed and my experience with the AT&T technician, what transpired, what unfolded. Without further ado, without further delay, without further procrastination, allow me to demystify the answer to that inquiry right here, right now. I needed to get my own internet connection. It was incumbent. It was salient. It was pivotal. It was paramount. Why? I need unlimited data. I detest being fettered by data cap. When you're barred from uploading videos, live streaming, and utilizing the internet, it contracts your earning potential. It truly degrades you and debases your creative prowess. So I invested in getting my own internet service provider, and I just succumbed to paying $74 for the technician to come out to install the internet. And I also had to buy the router. I don't want to lease it, and the router comes with a warranty for at least 24 months. So it would have behooved me to bought the router, but at this juncture I may just cancel the internet service outright if they can't resolve the issue, which I'll get into. I'm about to segue into that, so let me give you some more context. So the technician shows up. I already hemorrhaged $150. He shows up at around 9. He was supposed to show up at around 8, so he's already more than 60 minutes tardy, and he starts tampering with the wiring outside, and then he leaves, he vanishes, he disappears. I don't know where he is. 2 hours elapse. It's 11 o'clock. I contact my internet service provider, and they're about to reach out to the technician. Then ironically he shows up knocking on the door, and I've already lost a significant amount of revenue because I wasn't able to show up to work in the morning. And then he takes another 3 hours to install the modem and get it set up. So it's up and running shortly after he leaves, and I made the asinine faux pas of never testing the internet connection because I scurried off to go to work shortly after he left, and I already lost 4 hours worth of pay minimum. So that further caused my negative net worth to further plunge into the abyss. When I come back, I test the internet speed. I'm getting 1/8 to 1/6 of internet speed I paid for. I'm supposed to get no less than 18 megabytes per second, which is abysmal. And the upload speed is roughly half a megabyte per second, and the download speed is 3 to 5 megabytes per second. So it's roughly 60 to 12% of the service I'm supposed to be provided. I contact my internet service provider. He runs me through the troubleshooting steps where you disconnect the cable simultaneously for the broadband cable in tandem with the power cable. Then you plug them back in, and then you reset the modem. That doesn't work. So these troubleshooting options go awry, and to no avail. I'm able to resolve the situation. They could have a technician come out tomorrow, but it'd be in the afternoon, and I already lost a significant amount of pay. Plus I'm apt to get written up for being tardy again, even though I have the highest possible scores on my team. So now I have the technician come in a couple of days again. I hope that he doesn't just vanish for a couple hours and not apprise me of where he's going and when he'll come back, and not leave me in the dark. The modem may be replaced or may be repaired. It's a shoddy, defective modem, can't do its job. My Wi-Fi adapter is top of the line, and it works perfectly with the Xfinity modem. but it doesn't work perfectly. I should say doesn't connect well with the current modem I got from the AT&T technician, because the modem is malfunctioning, to say the least. It can only deliver 1/6 to 1/8 of the internet speed I paid for, which is the highest possible speed they could provide, which is still abysmal and egregious and appalling relative to competitor services. So it is what it is. I just dread when someone vanishes and they don't tell me where they're going, and then they keep me in the dark, and I wind up losing at least 5 hours of pay because they can't get the job done in an expeditious manner, and I'm going to lose more pay in the pending future and have to earmark more time away from work because they couldn't do the job properly in the first place. And at best I may prorate the upcoming months so that I have 2.5 days of free internet, but the truth of the matter is that it costs them a penny to service me the internet, and they're charging me over $63, even though I now own the modem. So hopefully they'll replace the modem, and I'll likely have to concede to paying a markup of 6,300% in this investment of $910 minimum for a slow internet service to begin with. Has truly been bastardized, because now I'm getting 1/6 to 1/8 of an already eminently slow, abysmal internet service. So I'm receiving 1/8 of the marginal benefit, because the benefit, even maxed out, functioning full throttle at maximum capacity, is eminently slow. I can't continue to waste my mental bandwidth dwelling on this. It induces distress, and it'll likely culminate in me getting terminated from one of my 3 private sector jobs, because they don't want excuses, they don't want anyone who's tardy, but it is what it is. So the AT&T technician, he should have apprised me that he was going to abscond and flee and take a hiatus, respite, and reprieve for 2 hours. I don't know why the installation took 5 hours long. I don't know why he was roughly an hour late. I don't know why he couldn't even provide the service, you know, that I paid for. I should have ran the speed test, and in the future I'm not going to desist from running the speed test right away, even if I have work, because I need to deal with those problems right then and there and not defer dealing with them. This didn't come to my attention, and I wasn't acutely aware of this until I came back from work, because after he left I rushed to get to work. So it is what it is, but the story is pitiful. It makes me sick. AT&T's internet speeds are eminently slow, and they're eminently overpriced, and they're exorbitantly priced. But it is what it is. Xfinity, they throttle the connection. They have a data cap. If you want the data cap to be removed from Xfinity, you have to pay $50 more a month as a surcharge, and with AT&T you have to pay $30 more a month. So they're raking it in. I'm sure that their markups are over 10,000% for customers. It costs them a penny to service their customers' internet, and they're charging, you know, anywhere from $60 to well over $100. And then you're locked into a contract, of course. So it creates artificial scarcity. It creates artificial scarcity, and it's a recipe for disaster. And it creates destitution, indigence, and poverty when you have to pay more for less, and when you have to pay for something that should be very low priced, and is not, because these companies have monopolies on the market. That's what happens when you don't have free markets. When you have controlled markets, the prices are exorbitant, and the standard of living is eminently low. So that's the inverse relationship. When you have free markets, it's a win-win situation for everyone. If competitors charging too much, then a bunch of new competitors enter the fray. But with all these, when you reside in a communist country, with over 13,000 tax codes, with over 13,000 extortion fees, with millions of regulations that are passed on to customers in the form of higher product costs, and with monopolies controlling the markets, just creates a very low standard of living, and it makes it impossible for you to even subsist. So I hope that you found this video to be engrossing and enthralling. Have a wonderful, blissful, marvelous day. Goodbye.